Hi, today I'm gonna read The Flying Machine. The Flying Machine, series created by Roderick Hunt and Alex Pritchard. Nadim was at the airport with his mom and dad. They had been to America for a holiday. Now it was time to fly home. Nadim's dad was nervous. I don't like flying, he said. I hate taking off. I don't hate it, said Nadim. I love it. On the flight, there was a surprise for Nadim. The steward asked him if he wanted to see the controls. Nadim was excited. He had always wanted to see the flight deck of an aeroplane. Oh, brilliant! He said, yes, please. Steward took Nadim and his dad through the aeroplane. These planes are huge, said Nadim. They hold about 400 people, said the steward. That's a lot of people in one plane, said Nadim. Nadim and his dad went on the flight deck. They met the captain. We are flying on autopilot, said the captain. The plane is flying by itself. Nadim looked at all the controls. I'd like to be a pilot, he said. It takes a long time to learn, said the captain. But what's to stop you? Don't let him take over the controls just yet, joked Nadim's dad. I'm a nervous passenger. Oh, Dad, said Nadim. After Nadim got home, he went to play at Beef and Chip House. Anneena was already there. Nadim told everyone about his holiday. I went to the flight deck of the airplane, he said. I'd like to be a pilot, said Anneena. Mom called Beef and Chip. They had to go downstairs to help wash up. We won't be long, said Chip. Anneena picked up the magic key. Suddenly it began to glow. It took Anneena and Nadim on an adventure. The magic took Nadim and Anneena back in time. It took them to a place in America. Why has the magic key brought us here? asked Anneena. They heard the sound of an engine. The sound was coming out of a big cloud of dust. A man was driving toward them in a strange-looking car. What on earth is it? asked Nadim. It looked like a really old car. You can't stand there, called the man. You'll be in the way of the flying machine. A strange-looking aeroplane was standing by a barn. Nadim and Anneena had never seen anything like it. Another man was working on the aeroplane. The first man got out of the car and went over to him. Anneena gasped. The two men looked alike. They must be twins, she said to Nadim. Hello, said the second man. I'm Henry and this is my twin brother Harold. Who are you? I'm Nadim. This is Anneena, said Nadim. You are spying on us, are you? asked Harold. Why would you do that? asked Anneena. We're just about to try out the flying machine, said Henry, but it's a secret. No one has ever made a flying machine before, said Harold. We will be the first people who do it. It's amazing, said Nadim. We've not seen an airplane like this before. The twin laughed. A hairy plane, said Harold. That's a good name for it, a hairy plane. But it will never fly, said Anneena. Of course it will, said Henry. Harold sat it on the flying machine. I'm ready, he shouted. Henry started the engine. The propeller began to turn. It spun faster and faster, but the flying machine didn't move. I told you so, said Anneena. It's a propeller, said Anneena. It will never work. It's so flat. She picked two pieces of wood. She needed to it need to be like this. She said it acted like a screw to pull the plane through the air. Yeah, we could try, said Henry. The twins changed the shape of the propeller, but it still won't fly, said Nadim. You only have a flat wing. You have no way to make it lift up. How will it take off? Ha, said Harold. We made a ramp. The faster we go, the higher we fly. Harold got into the aeroplane. Henry started the engine. We'll see if you're right, he yelled. The propeller spun around and the aeroplane began to move faster and faster. It's working, shouted Henry. It still won't fly, said Nadim. The plane zoomed up the ramp at full speed. They rose in the air like a heavy bird. Jee-ha, called Henry. It's flying. The plane flew straight up. It went backward in a loop. Then it dived toward the ground. Help, yelled Harold. The plane hit the ground with a heavy bump. Harold was thrown out. It was still going at full speed. It roared toward Nadim and Anneena. Stop it, yelled Harold. Look out, shouted Henry. No one could stop the plane. It headed toward a big water tank. It's going to crash, gasped Nadim. The plane went under the water tank. The springs snapped off, but the plane went on. It hasn't stopped, said Henry. The plane didn't slow down. It roared on toward a farm. Harold and Henry jumped into the car and chased after it. One thing for sure, said Nadim to Anneena, your propeller worked well. Henry and Harold's mother and father lived on the farm. Their mother had just done the washing. She was hanging it out to dry. Their father was watering his pressed melon and pumpkin. Henry and Harold followed Nadim and Anneena chased after them. Ow, heck, said Harold. Why don't it stop? Oh my, said Henry. It's heading for the farm. Oh dear, said Anneena. I don't like the look of this. The plane roared on. It ran through the washing. It squashed the melon and pumpkin. It hasn't stopped, shouted Harold. Now what are we going to do? Let's hope it runs out of gas soon, said Henry. As the plane headed toward the town, a woman was painting her house. She heard the sound of an engine. Whatever is that? She wondered. It sounded like a roaring bull. The plane ran into the ladder and knocked it down. The woman fell to the ground. She still had the paintbrush in her hand. The plane went on. What the heck was that? gasped the woman. At last the plane stopped in the middle of the town. It had crashed into a statue. People ran to see what all that noise was about. Henry and Harold stopped the car. They both jumped out. This doesn't look good, said Harold. Suddenly there was a noise. It sounded like an engine. It came from up in the sky. Everyone looked up. An aeroplane was flying over the town. It's a flying machine. Somebody shouted. Another hairy plane, joked Anneena. The people waved and cheered. The pilot of the plane waved back to them. I know who that is, called a man. It's Wilbur Wright. He and his brother are the first men to fly. Well, I'll be darned, said Henry. So we aren't the first men to fly after all, said Henry. The Wright brothers have beaten us to it. Never mind, said Harold. I have an idea for a boat that goes under the water. The magic key began to glow. It was time for Nadim and Anneena to go. Sorry we were such a long time, said Beef. There was a lot of washing up to do. Never mind, laughed Anneena. The time just flew by, and it wasn't just the time that flew, joked Nadim. The end.